Hey, you must be wondering who's this dashing young man stealing J-San's heart. Well, allow me to introduce him properly. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Liu, J-San's dance partner and the new leading man in our love story. Welcome to the channel. Now before we dive head first into this steaming pile of gay love, I need to make a very important announcement. Okay, so I know some of you die-hard romantics out there are hoping for a happily ever after right off the bat. Well, I hate to be a party pooper, but this is real life, not fairy tale land. So let's keep our expectations in check, shall we? No, this is not a happily ever after story. This is a story about two guys who happen to be irresistibly attracted to each other while working on a dance project. And hey, maybe, just maybe, if the stars align, they might just find their happily ever after with each other. But no promises. Got it? Good. Now let's get back to the steamy goodness. The music was sultry, the lights dim, and the studio's mirrors reflected every breath, every subtle movement, every silent confession. J-San had always known that dance was the language of his soul, but he never expected it would also become the language of love. When Liu walked into the rehearsal room for the first time, carrying nothing but his water bottle, a smirk, and that effortless confidence, the energy in the room shifted. They were paired together for the choreography of Chris Brown's Take You Down, a song dripping with sensuality, longing, and fire. From the very first count, their bodies moved like they had been born to dance side by side. Every touch of the hand, every glide across the floor, every sudden lift carried something more than choreography, it carried desire. During the first practice, J-San tried to keep it professional. The moves were intimate, hips grazing, hands holding, Liu's chest brushing against his. The choreographer called it connection, but what J-San felt was electricity. When Liu's fingers traced down his arm in one of the sequences, he shivered, not from nerves, but from wanting. Liu, on the other hand, noticed everything. He saw the way J-San's eyes flickered away every time they locked gazes for too long. He felt the hesitation in his partner's hands, as though J-San was scared of letting the world see what was burning inside. Liu wasn't afraid. Dance, for him, was truth. And he wanted J-San to stop hiding. One evening, after hours of rehearsal, the studio was empty except for the two of them. The music started again, and without the pressure of an audience, they danced freer, bolder. The grind of the bass matched the rhythm of their hearts. When Liu slid his hand across J-San's jawline as part of the routine, he held it there a second longer than necessary. J-San froze, his breath catching. "Don't fight it," Liu whispered. And in that suspended moment, time bent around them. J-San leaned forward, hesitantly at first, but then with all the longing he had bottled up. Their lips met, soft, warm, electric. It wasn't just a kiss, it was a confession. The kiss deepened, growing hungrier with every second, lips pressing and parting, breathing each other in. The mirrors reflected not dancers, but to men finally surrendering to love. The choreography blurred into reality. The part where Liu was supposed to pull J-San close became more than acting, it became an embrace that neither wanted to end. J-San's hand slid across Liu's back, gripping him tightly as their mouths moved together in sync. Their kiss was rhythm, their passion was music, and their hearts became the only choreography that mattered. When they finally pulled away, their foreheads rested together, both panting, both smiling. "Guess we just made our own version of Take You Down," Liu teased, his lips brushing against J-San's once more. From that night, every rehearsal changed. The world outside saw only a flawless routine, two dancers moving with undeniable chemistry. But in every sway of the hips, every lingering touch, every synchronized step, they were telling their own secret love story. The audience may have applauded the choreography, but what they didn't know was that behind every performance was a kiss in the dark, a whispered promise, and a love that had been born on the dance floor. For J-San and Liu, Take You Down wasn't just a song, it was the soundtrack of their first kiss, their first step into a love that would only grow stronger with every beat. That's all for today. Folks, if you like this story, show us some love. Hit that like button, share it with your friends, and leave us some comments. We can't wait to bring you more sizzling tales of love and desire. Until next time, stay sexy, stay curious, and above all, stay open to the possibilities of love. Thanks for watching and see you soon.